Hello, my name is Vanessa Jones, and I'm the Executive Director at Greater Brunswick Charter School. And I'd like to take some time right now to go over with you our safe opening plan and some more details about the start of the school year for the 2021-2022 year at GBCS. I'm going to share with you here a document which is our safe opening plan summary. It is based on the safe opening plan that we submitted to the state that you can find on our website, and it has the details of what we are doing. This document has some more information about specifics for you as parents and guardians, and also specific to the beginning of the school year. This year, we are ready to bounce forward. We recognize how resilient we all are and different strategies that we will use to stay afloat this school year and work together. Our educational program has been modified to accommodate for unfinished learning. And we've also further supplemented our practices to support social emotional learning. And we've prioritized growth mindset, engagement, arts, intervention, enrichment, and fun. Our plan is based on the Department of Education's Road Forward, CDC guidance, the safe opening plan I just showed you. Working together with parents and guardians, we ask you to help your child with the required face mask covering that they will wear at school. Please make sure that they know how to wear it properly so it does not slip off their nose and they are consistent and comfortable with it. We have cloth masks. If your child came to GBCS last year, they received 2 masks. If they did not, we have them to give out this year. We also have extras. So please don't hesitate to reach out to get additional cloth masks. We have the GBCS ones and also white ones. Make sure they are also washed regularly, daily, and wearing clean masks. No student with fever or cold symptoms will be allowed in school. They should rest and recover before returning to GBCS. You must report to the school nurse when your child has tested positive or has been in close contact of a confirmed case of COVID-19. It's imperative that you don't send your child to school when you're aware that they have tested positive or been in close contact. This will allow us to do our contact tracing and make our building safe and secure. Any students who do test positive will need to quarantine for 14 days and be symptom-free with approval from a doctor to return to school. There is free COVID-19 testing in New Brunswick and Middlesex County, and also at a lot of local pharmacies. This document goes over more specifics about testing, about quarantining. Something I want to point out is a change with the CDC definition of close contact for K-12 schools that the New Jersey Department of Education has adopted, which is if you are less than 3 feet, this is a student in K-12, less than 3 feet from a COVID positive individual for more than 15 minutes in a 24-hour period, you are considered a close contact. Or if you're between 3 and 6 feet from the COVID positive individual for more than 15 minutes, and either one of you was not wearing the mask properly and with fidelity, then you're considered a close contact. So if your child is wearing their mask properly throughout the school day and is staying in their designated spot, which is 3 feet from another student, they should not need to quarantine. If they're not wearing the mask properly, if they're not staying within the 3 to 6 feet zone, then they will need to quarantine. Of course, if anybody has symptoms, they will need to quarantine as well. If a student is sick, regularly sick, they need to focus on their recovery at home. If they test positive for COVID but are feeling well, they are allowed to participate in school. This is for COVID close contacts and COVID positive students. We will offer quarantine instruction, which is being able to log in. They'll have a Zoom link to observe the teaching or content using the video camera. They can participate at home. A staff member may check in on them whenever possible. And the staff member from your child's teaching team will offer check-in support from 2:30 to 3:30 during the quarantine period. If they need some tutoring, extra help, explanations from 2:30 to 3:30, a teacher from your child's team will meet with your child. Students may also join the virtual after-school tutoring that is offered throughout the school year through our after-school academy. You have received a flyer recently about that. It's also linked in this document. Students and staff who are not vaccinated must follow the CDC guidance for traveling. And same for fully vaccinated, following that guidance. Oftentimes that's including quarantining and testing for unvaccinated individuals. Our school facility will continue to be cleaned thoroughly and frequently. Transportation is currently continues to require students masking. This year, we are sending home, we're giving you a health screening link for you to do independently. You do not need to log into OnCourse to do it. It looks like this. This is the daily health screening document, similar to what you did in OnCourse last year. This is for your personal use, does not need to be completed and returned. However, if you do check off one of these boxes, you do need to contact the school nurse if you are wanting to send your child to school and need to find out if you are allowed to. If the symptoms are temperature 100 degrees or higher, new kind of coughing, diarrhea, vomiting, abdominal pain, headaches, fever, loss of taste and smell. Those are part of our checklist, as is having for people who are not fully vaccinated, close contact, and or traveling. There's also another checklist, which is more like a compact that we also used last year that we are asking you to review daily, which is an agreement saying that you are committed to us having a safe and healthy school environment and agree to only send your child to school when they're healthy and symptom-free using the checklist I just showed you. Arrange for someone to pick up your child promptly in the event that they need to leave due to illness. That you have updated your contact information and emergency contacts in OnCourse, and we'll keep it updated. Make sure your child is on time for school and picked up on time. Make sure your child is wearing a mask that fits properly, staying up and covering both the mouth and nose. And then you will have your unvaccinated child quarantined if you travel or exposed to a COVID-19 person. And that you recognize that having your child regularly tested for COVID-19 will help keep our community safe. And there are free locations to do that. And also that you will make sure your child brings their Chromebook or iPad in their backpack fully charged every day with a power cord and headphones. Moving on to arrival and dismissal, we will have our regular hours this year, 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock, except for Wednesdays, which we have the early dismissal at 1:35. The first 3 days of this school year will be early dismissal days ending at 1:35. We are offering a free after-school academy. Please check out the flyer for that. Arrival and dismissal will continue to use the doors that we typically use, 6 to 8 on the Joyce Kilmer Ave doors, 2 to 3 at the main entrance by the flagpole, 4th and 5th by the rain gardens, and K-1, the far door behind the other garden beds. Students will enter using their assigned door for their grade group. And if you are driving your child to school, please be patient and drive carefully. If you enter the parking lot, be sure to drop students off near the bus loop crosswalk on the building side. A staff member will be there to direct students. Do not drop them off in the driveway and have them cross the parking lot. That is not the safest route. You may also drop them off in the front of the building near the sidewalk on Joyce Kilmer Avenue, but just make sure you're not in the way of the crossing guard. Parents and guardians are not permitted in the building at this time. Please develop a routine to say goodbye to your child outside of the school building and make that part of your daily routine. On the first day of school, there will be extra adults around to help in case you have materials and items that might be too much for your child to bring in. A staff member will help you. All items will be taken into the classroom or placed on the back of each child's chair. They will also be able to use the hooks in the hallway this year. I'm also happy to announce that this year we are allowed to offer free breakfast and lunch for all students. Lunch menus have been shared. You can find it on our website. Students will eat in the classrooms. We are separating. There will be 22 students about per class, but for breakfast and for lunch, we will split. So there's only 15 students in a room, which will allow them to be 6 feet apart. 15 students at 6 feet apart. Our teaching and learning plan, we continue to be dedicated in ensuring our students receiving a meaningful learning experience using a multi-tiered instructional model. We have increased our outdoor classroom spaces. We have tree stumps outside. We will begin the school year, like I just described, 3 feet apart. If infection rates and on-site transmissions increase, we are prepared to pivot and reconfigure our classes to be 15 students and 6 feet apart. So essentially using our lunch and breakfast model, that's necessary, we will do that. This plan allows for flexibility so we can pivot and change when needed. If there is ever an entire class that needs to quarantine, we will offer a fully virtual learning model for that group of students and staff. Be similar to what we did last year. You can see some photos here of outdoor learning spaces, 3 feet apart seating, and then the option of 6 feet apart. So parents and guardians at home, please consistently practice healthy hygiene with your children. So when they come to school, it's something that they know how to do. It's second nature. Make sure you're doing temperature checking, hand washing, hand sanitizer when soap and water is not available. We have some links here to some sites for you to know how to protect your child and others. We recognize that this living and working during a global pandemic is not easy. Please make sure you're assessing the social and emotional well-being of your children and family, and reach out for support whenever you need it. We're happy to share that we're now partnering with Care Solace, which is a service to help families access reliable, ethical, and high-quality mental health care services, no matter what your circumstances are. So we can put you in touch with that service. Our academic program is rigorous, so please reach out to your child, speak to your child about expectations, routines to help them be successful at school, and your child's teachers can help with that as well. Our entire school, our staff, administration, board members continue to do everything necessary to ensure that we're ready to begin the school year in person, providing a safe and nurturing environment. And we look forward to seeing everybody on Wednesday, September 1st. And remember, the first 3 days are early dismissal days. Our after school program is not scheduled to begin until September 8th. Please make sure to register for that if you are looking for those services. And we look forward to seeing everybody. Thank you for all that you're doing for your children, for our school, and our community.